What's up y'all, I'm Higashi, and in this video we'll be breaking down the most recent patch in Eternal Return Black Survival, version 0.30. If you haven't already, make sure to check out Alex. He's looking pretty strong and he's probably gonna be pretty OP. We also get a brand new skin in Lieutenant Fiora. Season 1 rewards are being dished out, so if you reach gold or higher, congratulations on your new Cadet Yuki skin. Also congratulations to all the players that reached platinum as they receive a new juicy emote. Eternal Return is finally adding an in-game friends and messaging system. This is a very welcome change as they were using Steam previously, but now we get to add friends within the game now. Now let's talk about character balance. Let's start with Barbara. They increased the overall cooldown of her Q from 12 seconds to 15 seconds, and also reduced the cooldown reduction when Barbara walks away from her turret, from 50% to 30%. Barbara's W also got hit, taking a slight damage nerf, as well as the upgraded sentry gun damage. The damage from her E has also been reduced by 0.5%. It'll be interesting to see how these changes affect Barbara and see if she can stay relevant. Nadine got a nice quality of life change as her E will no longer make her walk to the cast location if the user attempts to cast it out of her range. She also got a small buff to her passive when killing bears. Rozzi got a slight buff to her W, reducing the cooldown by 0.5 seconds. She also got an interesting change to her ultimate. They reduced the overall damage, but they gave it a flat 18-second cooldown. It's going to be interesting to see if this is actually a buff or a nerf. I could see it as being a buff to her early game and a nerf to her late game. Bernice got some buffs, I guess. Xiukai got an unnoticeable buff to his passive, as well as his ultimate now has a 15-second increased cooldown. Sissela got a buff that she totally deserved. Sylvia got a pretty good buff to her passive, as she will now receive attack speed and skill amp as she enters a new zone. Emma's ultimate got an increase in the cooldown. Additionally, if you use her ultimate on a polymorphed opponent, her passive cooldown will reset. I'm not really sure what the point of this change is, but I guess we'll just see how it gets used. Jackie is getting a buff to her Q, increasing the bleed duration and increasing her overall bleed damage. Jackie's W is also getting a slight adjustment. The overall movement speed is being decreased very slightly. However, if you're moving towards a bleeding target, you'll get bonus movement speed. Cathy got some nerfs to her passive, quite deserved in my opinion. Hart's E now costs less mana, and Hyunwoo's W got nerfed early game, but buffed late game. Hyejin got a buff to her E, but I'm pretty sure this is a revert. Let me know if it is. Alright, let's move on to weapon changes now. Pistol skill got hit, having the cooldown reduction reduced from 6 seconds to 5 seconds, as well as the movement speed at rank 1 lowered by 5 and rank 2 lowered by 10. Magnum Bower and Electron Blaster both got slight nerfs as well. AR received an interesting change. The weapon skill now gives extra ENAD, the knockback has been removed, and now reload your ammo upon activation. This is a pretty interesting change as the knockback was not a very fun mechanic to even play with. It now reloads your ammo for you, making it so that you can start a fight without having those stacks prepped ahead of time. No! Overall, I think this is a really good change and a healthier playstyle for AR. Dual Swords weapon skill Rampage also got nerfed from 30% to 25% for rank 1 and 50 to 40 for rank 2. Dual Swords was doing a lot of work in duos and squads, so this nerf makes sense. In the hammer section, Evening Star got a slight nerf, having its attack power reduced and getting skill amp to compensate. Magic Stick has been moved to bats, we'll talk about that in a little bit. And there's a new weapon, Peacebringer, which requires a black stag hammer and a VF blood sample. Oh, that's so cool! For bats, Statue of Soteria has been buffed slightly, Spy Umbrella got a very slight nerf, and Monkey King Bar got a slight nerf as well. And now that Magic Stick is a bat, it can be used as a transition item for Barbara. The recipe has also been changed to a long rod plus Moonlight Pendant, meaning you can make this in Temple. Shuriken got a slight attack range buff and Fuma Shuriken got some SP regen. For Sniper's Intervention got a slight vision range nerf and Polaris got a slight attack power buff. The Spear weapon skill got a slight nerf, having the movement speed reduction from 70 to 55%. Tonfa weapon skill rank 2 got a slight nerf from 90 to 80% damage reflected. Tactical Tonfa also got a slight lifesteal nerf. Fail Not also got a slight buff. There weren't really any armor adjustments that really stood out to me. However, the one thing I found interesting was that EOD boots got a slight buff. You will no longer create 2 dead or ion batteries, so you'll no longer find these on the ground anywhere. Lemon's icon changed. Maybe it'll actually look like a lemon now. Piano wire is no longer a trap, it is now a material, so now you can't just grief other players who need it. For the first time, a new character has been adjusted in the team mode damage adjustment area. This is good and hopefully it happens to new characters in the future. Chapel also now has more loot. This is a good change since Chapel is a pretty contested area. Weapon mastery has also been changed after getting a kill from 150 to 100. This is probably an attempt to reduce snowballing in lobbies. Thanks for watching the video to the end, guys. I'm going to try and do similar videos every week for patches, so make sure to subscribe for more of these kind of videos. Also, if you have any feedback, good or bad, let me know in the comments. Anyways, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.